Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy SoSo, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And if you're already subscribed, you know what to do. Hit that like button and drop a comment. This next clip that you're going to watch is from our latest episode, which is streaming right now on your favorite platform, episode 108. In this clip, Joel and I talk about Tua returning to the Miami Dolphins to help them stop their 3-game losing streak with a big victory at home. We had some dogs last night.
We got them dogs. We got some dogs in us, boy.
And you know what, bro? It's like we were talking about as we were getting ready for the show, man. Like, yeah, it's nice to get the victory, right? And we talked about it a lot on OnlyFans, which you guys should go check out right now. Facts. Go hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Like, comment.
Yo, and let it be known, all right, that OnlyFans has been available since right after the Dolphins game ended. Okay, so if you did not have a chance to watch the game and you need a
refresher
that happened right after the game, like, you know, just an unfiltered feelings, no facts kind of deal. Well, there are also some facts in there as well, but
yeah, for sure.
You know, as far as our opinions on it, you know, go check that out because you know we do it right after the game for that reason. So that way we're not sitting there kind of thinking about it and have time to think about other things. It's just an initial reaction. But that's what we have the show for too, is to talk a little bit more in depth about other things that kind of might have irked us or something.
This is the breath, right? This part of the show is where we breathe and it's like, all right, let's go ahead and recollect ourselves, right, and see what really happened last night. Because it didn't look great. It didn't look great. And if you watch the game on their last drive, if you didn't think that we could have given up a touchdown to lose that game, I don't know what the hell you were watching. Because I personally felt like that game would have gone 50-50. And it happened to go the 50 our way, where the guy we least expected to make the play ends up making the play.
Yeah.
You know? And for all the shit we've given him, you know, we have to give his name his proper credit today. Noah Igbanabi played a hell of a game.
Wow, you played really good with that.
Yeah, man.
I have trouble with his name.
Save it when he does well, bro. He played well, came up with a huge play, and was targeted all night.
Yeah, they were picking
Gave up that one touchdown, right? He gave up that one touchdown, whatever. He looked weird on it, but bounced back and did not put his head down. Knew that he was one of the few cornerbacks that suited up and said, you know what, I have to continue my mission for this game. And all praise due to him for shutting out the game. You know what I mean?
No, he won. He literally won us the game. It wasn't, you know, Tua with a, you know, last minute drive, 2-minute drill, you know, kind of situation. It wasn't any of our D linemen. You know, it wasn't Jalen Phillips getting a strip sack. It wasn't, you know, Wilkins getting in there. It wasn't Baker. You know, it wasn't
or even Holland. It wasn't even Holland.
Well, Holland had a moment there where we almost looked like we had it right. He got a pick with about 3 minutes left, and when we needed our offense to generate a drive most, even though we were getting pretty vertical a lot of the game. You know, the first quarter was good to us. Second quarter we kind of tailed off. Third there was just an absence. Yeah, the offense was absent on that one drive right there, man.
It really was.
And it almost cost us the game, but the defense was able to, I mean, they stepped it up because the defense ended up sealing the game, but they also were the ones that let that same Kenny Pickett-led Steelers go all the way down the field into a situation where they could almost score.
Under 2 minutes with no timeouts. Under 2 minutes with no timeouts. And we're talking about an offense that we're in control of for a majority of the game, right? We held their key players to moderate stats, right? Chris Claypool did what he's gonna do.
Chase Claypool.
He played really well. Yeah. Didn't blow up, right? Najee Harris, another really good running back, didn't blow up.
Yep, we contained him as well.
Kept those guys in check.
Deontay Johnson, who's their number one receiver there,
kept those guys in check. We kept those guys in check. Did they make their plays? Yes, they made their plays because they're great players. You're not shutting anybody down. Tyreek Hill, right? We burned them on the show because he's like, you had 7 catches for 77 yards. And it's like, well, you know, that's an off day for him. But whatever, he did well, right? When you go back and review the tape on this game, man, their offense in the second half looked better because there were times where they were moving down, you know, and then the Dolphins will come up with a stop. Boom. And those, especially in the fourth quarter. In the fourth quarter, when, like you mentioned, Holland made the pick, right? And we're thinking, well, this is going to seal the game because the Dolphins are going to get the ball back and we're going to be able to run this clock down. We couldn't even get a first down, dude. Couldn't even get a first down.
Also, with that, you know, we've talked about it. The play calling was questionable. You know, what we were actually doing there. I think it was on second down. You know, we hadn't gained anything on first, and then second down we went like a deep shot. You know, instead of just playing for the first down, run the ball. I mean, that's another, that's a gripe we've had all season so far.
Let's talk about that.
Is we haven't been running the ball enough, man.
Let's talk about that.
At least not to my liking, bro.
No.
And I like the passing. I like Tua passing it. I like using our weapons. But damn, dog, also, you got to make them respect the run.
Absolutely.
And if you're going to do those play actions and RPOs and things like that, then you need to make them respect the traditional run. And the only way you can do that is by running the ball. And Mostert is like upfield. He's a vertical player. That's what I love about him. He's not like bouncing around in the backfield trying to find the hole and losing 3-4 yards. No, bro. That guy hits the hole and explodes and gets 6 yards almost every carry, it looks like. And it's like you get 2 of those and that's a first down.
I'm glad you mentioned his yards per carry, because he's one of the few guys that with the amount of attempts that he's had, he's over his 6-point yard average. So every time this guy touches the ball, he's killing it.
So far on the season, 87 attempts, 388 yards rushing. That's 4.5 yards a carry.
Easy.
1 rushing touchdown, so.
That's terrible.
What the hell is that, dog?
We have to become a run-oriented team. We have to be, dog, because without that, we're never going to be able to get the ball to Waddle and Hill. More importantly, Hill, because last night we forced like 4 throws to Hill. And if we're talking about forcing throws, Tua have 4 interceptions that were dropped. Dog.
Yeah, that was a big storyline.
We should have lost that game last night, homie. When you go back and you look at the tape and you look at how that team played in the clutch moments versus how our team played in the clutch moments, we deserve to lose that game.
Yeah,
now,
dog.
It doesn't work like that in the NFL, right? Where the team that's supposed to win or should deserve to win wins most of the games. It doesn't work like that. You have to make plays. You have to show out, and you have to do something to win the games.
I agree, man. And that's what we did in the end of the day, this unit as a unit, because you can make the argument, like some people we know that will say the defense is the reason we won this game, and you got to counter argue and say, had it not been for that first touchdown drive that the Dolphins did put up, okay, with Tua, getting a touchdown there, to Raheem Mostert, then we don't. Then at that point, what is it? 9-10 is the game, because we won by a touchdown. So
and we don't even know if we would have scored that
touchdown. Then we have 3 field goals, and they end up winning 10-9. So it's like we need both sides. And yeah, it wasn't pretty, but we're also banged up and we're spread thin, man. And then on top of that, we got a coach that's a first-year head coach that we can see that he's kind of learning on the fly. He was kind of back up against the wall, maybe 3-game skid. You lose 1 to the division. You were first in the division 3 games through, and then now 6 games through, you're in 3rd place.
Yeah,
and you're like, all right, I gotta right the ship. I gotta figure this out. So he's still learning on the fly, and I think that's for the bad play call, like the 2 runs by Chase Edmonds that we had back to back,
4th and 3rd, instead of getting the 3 points, and on 4th and 3, that's not the play you run. I don't have an issue with him going for it. I don't think no Dolphin fan has an issue with him going for it at that moment. The issue is the play call that you made.
Yeah, that right? 3rd down, running it is fine, but why are you doing it with Edmonds?
You could have ran the play to run is the bootleg, where you put Tua in motion, Mostert in motion, and now you have the tight end Gesicki above him, and then you put Waddle over him, and then you put Tyreek Hill over him, and everybody's going in the same direction, and they're not going to be able to cover everybody because we only need 3 yards. That should have been the play, not a run into a big-time weak side of our offensive line. We weren't even running to the left. We ran it to the right,
3rd down, I'm okay with the run, just not with Edmonds. That's first of all. Edmonds hasn't done anything for us.
Too far for me.
Bro, that's just not smart. And then 4th down, okay, we're gonna go for it. You're gonna be aggressive. You're not gonna take the points. Why wouldn't you do that bootleg and roll it out and get it in the air? Why would you put it on the ground? And on top of that, put it on the ground with the guy that is not our best running back. Like, why isn't our best running back out there? So a little bit to blame on Mike McDaniels
for sure. For sure, Mike McDaniels has to be kicking himself, right? Because what he did was put his team in a position to lose, and ultimately it didn't work out like that. He got lucky, right? Martin said it last night. He got lucky. He damn sure did, and I don't think the defense bailed him out. I think we got lucky, because if we look at who made the play, and all due respect to him, that's not the guy that we expected to make the play, and that's not the guy that probably would have made the play 7 times out of 10. That's just speaking honestly, right?
Yeah.
The fact that Chase took 7 carries away from Mostert is pissing me off. This guy has yet to have a game where he has 20 carries in a game. 16 carries last night, 79 yards, 4.9 average. Give this guy the fucking ball.
Yeah.
Give this guy the ball. And we said it. You want to protect Tua, you protect the quarterback by running the ball. You want to open up the top for Hill, cool, no problem. You got to run the ball, because the times that we were throwing it was just timing routes, right?
Yeah,
where the guy's running and Tua says, I'm going to throw it. The DB is not even looking back, right? And the wide receiver knows that the ball should be here. Sherfield had 2 catches like that in the middle.
Yeah, there was one that almost was a pick, and there was a couple of passes to Waddle over the middle that were a little high too. That he's dumping it. He's doing it because he got to get away from the defender and all that. But I'm just afraid that like we see that all the time. Like you just can't get your hands on it or something. It was raining in that game in particular. The ball slips out, and then you got a safety that's deep back there, and it's easy pickings for them to grab that ball. So we did get away with a lot yesterday, bro. I get that. I totally understand that. But dog, I am happy and I'm here for the wins, bro. We got to win. We're 4-3 now. We stopped that 3-game losing streak, and now we have potentially not a walk in the park, but we have a team that's also banged up, that also has some head coaching, not issues, but, there may be some concerns there, as far as, is he the right person? I love Dan Campbell, don't get me wrong, former Dolphins interim head coach. He's a great players coach, but
hell of an entertainer on that HBO
on Hard Knocks. But dog, is he really the guy there? And they've been kind of struggling with their injuries and all that. Jared Goff was started off hot. He's kind of cold right now. Yeah. So depending if our defense is healthy enough, we also lost Jones.
Yeah, so that was the news today that Brandon Jones is going to go on the IR with a knee injury.
So we just got him back for this game. He goes out in the second or third quarter, and then he's out now again. So we lose that. Now we need Noah to step up. We're gonna, we need Noah to step up, and we need other guys to step up. Considering we have Needham out as well. So
tore his Achilles.
We gotta figure something out as far as if we're gonna sign somebody, if we're gonna promote from the practice squad, because we're really running thin here.
You have to go out there and sign somebody right now, Doug. Right now, because Cater Cahu, for as good as he's been in those spurts, he's also hurt. Keon Crossing also hurt. Those guys both have been playing injured. Mm-hmm. We're gonna be 6 games in, 7. We don't even have the bye week coming up, right? We're 2 weeks away from that.
Yep.
Tough games. You're going on the road to face a Lions team, and then you're going on the road again to face a Bears team, and those teams can beat you 1,000% right now. If we're on our game, then it's going to be hard for those teams to beat us, right? But if we play
injuries right now,
if we play like we played last night with the injuries that we have, a 16-10 game going against us is not out of the realm. Yeah. It's not.
But so what's happening, what has happened so far is our defense has kept us in games and helped us, win games, except for the comeback by 2 against the Ravens and all that. That's on the offense there. But that's what we need more of now in these next 2 games. We need the offense to step it up and generate drives and generate points. And it's not just Tua and his guys. It's McDaniels calling the plays. We need that entirety from McDaniels down to Tua and the guys out there on the field. Everybody needs to gel on offense, and we need to be able to control the clock, eat up the clock, time of possession, so that our injured defense, our depleted defense, doesn't have to be out there as long.
Absolutely, man. Look, the Dolphins are 3-1 at home, right? 1-2 on the road, 2-1 in the division. Right now, we have the only negative differential when it comes to points, right? We scored 147 and we've given up 165. So for anybody who points to this defense being a great defense, a great defense doesn't allow 165. You know what I mean? Especially against other teams that we've played, right? Right. For me, I'm concerned with how it's going to be in our division, right? Because the Jets have won 4 games in a row, but if you look at who they've beat, they haven't beaten a bunch of really good teams, right? They beat the Steelers, who we just beat because we know that they're struggling. They beat us with a backup quarterback, right? They beat the Packers, who are definitely struggling right now, and they beat a Broncos team without their star quarterback, who's also struggling. Not a lot of impressive victories, and now we get to see them play the Patriots on Sunday. That's going to be an important game to watch. The Bills have a tough matchup against the Packers on Sunday Night Football, excuse me. Let's see how that game turns out. Dolphins have to worry. Hey, let's see, because Aaron Rodgers could turn up, right?
Come on, dog.
I know. I'm expecting the Bills to win that game.
Aaron Rodgers is a double-digit underdog for the first time in his career.
Weird.
And that's not weird, bro. They're an offensive juggernaut.
No, it's weird to hear that for how good he's been.
Yeah, of course. But it is, bro. That's how good the Bills are, and that's how shitty the Packers are. So
5-1, bro. Bills are 5-1.
Honestly,
scary.
We can't worry about what the rest of the division is doing. We can't worry about what the rest of the conference is doing. We can't worry about what the rest of the league is doing. We got to worry about what's going on in our locker room, and we got to worry about who we're playing on Sunday. That's it.
Well, let's see, man.
Focus on one game at a time, bro.
No, we got to focus on getting healthy.
That's it. But that's all we can do is focus one game at a time. Get healthy one game at a time.
Because the moment we get healthy, then I feel like obviously things are going to start changing for this team, right? And it's going to allow us, right, to get back to the type of football we saw early in the season where things were clicking, guys were healthy, and people can do their jobs. Yep. This depleted defensive back thing that we have going on right now is really worrisome, dog. The defense can be as good as it wants, but if we don't got nobody back there to protect, they're gonna throw on us, dog. And that we've already seen that this season. Yeah. Teams going over the top over and over and over, against us because they can find some success. I don't know, man. It's this next game against the Lions, I'm expecting a victory, right? Because I'm hoping Tua watches this tape and says, "What the hell was I thinking? I need to relax with myself and what I can do out there on the field." And hopefully McDaniels finds out a way to get the ball in Mostert's hands at least 20 times this game. We got to run the ball one time this in a season, dog. We have to, dog. 20 carries. That's all I want.
I'm just hoping that the opening play is a rush and not a throw.
Let's see, bro. I'm sure the odds are probably 50-50.
Bro, not for our offense.
Nah, it's probably 80-20 throw.
Yeah, exactly.
It's probably 80-20 throw. Let's see. Lions, Bears, Browns, Texans, 49ers, Chargers. A bunch of teams there that we can beat.
Yep.
But we got to be on our A game, man.
We gotta take it one game at a time, dog.
Yep. Let's see what happens. Let me get a quick prediction
for this Detroit.
Score
on the road.
Give me the score.
Shoot, man, we're gonna have to put up points this game. I feel like because they're at home and they can put up points too. They did so in the beginning of the season. So I'm gonna say 31-21.
Clean. 31-21. I'm hoping it's not that much. It's like 27-14, 27-13, something like that.
Sure.
Where there's enough of a gap in the second half for us to be like, we're going to win this game comfortably. We don't have to worry about it. So let's see.